All right, now we did create, if you remember, our own simple template and container. Now we're going to create an advanced template and talk a little tiny bit about themes and how you create themes so that you can use that template designer. Okay. So yesterday, just as a brief review, if we look at templates, we created this little two-column movie template by just clicking on add a new row, add a new column, etc., etc. Whether we want a header, you don't have to parse your header file. You don't have to parse your footer file. You can choose a totally different theme and just what do you want. But let's just say even all of these options, even though you can install any framework, you can customize and install, and in our web developer training, we'll be doing this. We'll be throwing another theme in there and then start to create new templates with it, and talk about the files that can make up these themes. But let's just say that's not enough. You need to be able to do, instead of these layouts, you need to have a pixel perfect 5149 or something like that. That's fine, but that would be more of a advanced template, right? And I think one of these is an advanced template. I think it's our Bear Mountain one pager. No, which one is it? Is it our intranet? There we go. Okay. So I am going to then, and you can see this intranet theme template is also just using the same files that are right there in the theme. So you can do both. You can do a hybrid, right? And you could just use the template designer until you say, okay, I want total control. I want to insert some JavaScript in between these divs and whatever you want to do, right? And so this is the entire template. This is the entire layout, and we're manually parsing the containers. And we're going to create a brand new template right now just by copying this code. And here's the template and what it looks like. I guess I'll create my own little intranet. It's right here in the intranet site, but I'm going to create my new page. I'll use that template and then I'll switch it on the fly. Intranet page. And I will use intra. So I can have my intranet 1 column or my intranet 2 column, etc., etc. I forget which one I just copied. Close templates. And that was intranet homepage. Okay. So let's go ahead and use that. So let's create a new page. And we'll use that intranet homepage, right? And save and publish. Okay, so we get a totally different look and feel. We can start editing. We can start changing the site. Now, I have over here in this area, or if I actually look at my layout, I can edit my page, save and publish. Oh, yeah. We can't change it for an advanced design. Okay. Yeah, so that is one good thing to keep in mind. If you actually have an advanced template where you're totally controlling the code, then you cannot start, rearranging the layout or anything like that of your page. But you can, go to the content tab, edit, and start creating content. So here I've got one little area to go ahead and add content. Here I've got a larger area to go ahead and create content. I'm going to manipulate this layout, and I'm going to change it using my own and take away some of these containers and add some of these containers. If we look at my code, so I'll just open up a new guy here. If we look at my code, then we can see that that corresponds to this first one is a small column container that's over here on the left. Then after that small column container, then there is this default container that's being parsed in the mid and you know, underneath it. Then there's a large column and a medium column container. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this default 2 container and I'm going to put my movie container on it. Okay. So let's go to templates and I'm going to add an advanced template starting from scratch, and I'm just going to call this Dean's custom intranet movie template, whatever that means. And then I'll paste my code here. And I don't want to mess with that little one on the left, but I actually want to take inside of these divs, and these divs is just however you want to style it. This is using Bootstrap methodology to lay things out. So that's my small container. This is my 12. This looks like my large container here. This one is a medium-sized container here. So I'm going to make it my large container up top. I'm going to put my movies there. Right, so I can just delete that container code and totally change it to a different container. So I'll add, and then I'll just search for movie. And there's my movies container I created yesterday and put on the template designer template, right? I just click add, and then I can go ahead and adjust that and tab him in. And it automatically gives me 2 comment lines, tells me what container I'm parsing, and then it just parses that container for me. You know, it does it all for me there. And I'll go ahead and I'll save and publish that. And then I'll try to add, actually I'll just take my intranet page and I'll go to the properties of my intranet page and I'll say Dean, and there's my new custom internet page. I'll add that, save and publish. And now here's my new layout. And if I click here and I add content, then I can create and add new movies in that area, where of course that other container you couldn't do that. So I click on movies and I want to just select, and all my styling is done by the container, right? Containers are reusable. You can even put the same container more than once on the same page. And there we go. But you'll notice the H2 is being styled by the CSS, which is in my theme, so it matches the rest of the page, right? Easy peasy. So we have now created 2 different types of templates. It is important to note the fancy drag and drop around that we did with our template designer template, we are not able to do with the, so if we go back just to review that, here's my training home. If I don't like my layout here, I can go ahead and click on layout and rearrange, you know, the way that this is laid out, because this is a template designer template, right? And I can grab that, put it over here. I can add another, you know, container, put whatever I want it to be, kind of magnified in here for the purposes of this presentation. So that is making this button hard to hit. There we go. If I'm not fully magnified and I'm on my regular iMac, then I can hit it without a problem. So then I'll choose, I don't know, medium 2. And, you know, I can drag this guy around. I can, you know, now I'm really messing it up. I'll just drag this guy back and I'll put my movie container back up top. And yeah, I'll get rid of him. I think you guys get the idea. Yeah, I want to delete that. And save my layout. Then go back to my content. Now I'm back to my page. And I can once again drag and drop, you know, my content around if I'm not so zoomed in here. There we go. and reorder my content and everything, and add other content here on the side. Add a widget. I'll add a new YouTube widget. I'll search for Ratatouille, if I can spell it, and search YouTube for Ratatouille review. Click and select that guy. Some are, not all of them are allowed to be placed on other websites. So the YouTube widget respects that. So that automatically puts my content there. I click save and publish. My content saved. Now I got my Ratatouille video over here, and that complements my little Ratatouille content. And then I can then also drag and drop that content around my pages, and it will automatically restyle as long as the container actually allows video content to be placed on the page. So you do lose some of that fancy layout control if you do the advanced template and write your own code in there. That's the only thing to keep in mind. For 5.0, I can save and publish my page and start playing my movie.